The topic today is Heruka, but we've already done a video on Heruka, but that was general. Today is specifically on Heruka in the Nyingma system, the Nyingma tradition of Tibetan Buddhism, and then the art that comes out of that. Now, the reason that we have to separate Heruka in general and then Nyingma Heruka is because the different traditions have different meanings for the word Heruka. Heruka is a Sanskrit word, granted, and we find it in tantras such as the Hevajra and many other tantras. And even in those tantras, it's actually described. It actually has a definition and is often discussed. But when it comes to art, and when it comes to Nyingma, then Heruka has a specific meaning. And in the Nyingma tradition, when you're referring to a Heruka, then you're referring to a class of deities. And these deities are wrathful. The Heruka has a complicated meaning based on the three syllables he, ru, and ka, but in Tibetan they simply use the word and the translation draktong, and this just means a blood drinker. It really doesn't go exactly with the Sanskrit meaning. So the Sanskrit meaning is much more philosophical in what the three syllables mean. But in the Nyingma tradition, a Heruka is referring generally to a three-faced, male, six-armed, wrathful deity. Now, they're not always three. They can be more and they can be less, but we're looking at just a generic appearance and we're also looking at a very large class of deities that are reproduced in art that have three faces and six arms and 4 or 8 legs, depending. Yes, it's a little odd. So, within the Nyingma system, we have this wrathful appearance, and this wrathful appearance is, of course, basically the same as wrathful appearance in Gelug or Sakya or Jonang or Kagyu. It doesn't matter. But within the Nyingma tradition, the Heruka are these wrathful deities. So, we have several sort of boxes, classifications based on literature. We have what's called the Guhyagarbha Tantra and the earlier tantras of Nyingma. Guhyagarbha Tantra has 5 main peaceful Buddhas, 5 wrathful Buddhas. And the wrathful Buddhas are Buddha Heruka, Karma Heruka, and such. All of these have 3 faces, 6 arms, wrathful in appearance with wrathful ornaments. And the wrathful ornaments are also fairly standardized, fairly generic. There are a few different recipes for the ornaments and things that can be changed out or added, but essentially the lists of the ornaments, wrathful ornaments, are the same. So we have the Guhyagarbha with the 5 wrathful Buddhas, and the main one, I called it Buddha Heruka just now, but is often called Mahottara Heruka. Now, so we have this system of wrathful Heruka deities coming out of tantras such as the Guhyagarbha, and then from that we have many Terma traditions of the peaceful and wrathful deities of the Bardo, the between state. And those wrathful male deities also have this 3-faced, 6-armed appearance. Now, what I should add is very early on in Nyingma Tantra, these wrathful Heruka deities do not appear to have had wings. Wings was something that came along later. It's very possible that it's actually the Sakya tradition of the Vajrakila that really describes the first set of wings on these Heruka deities. Not all of these Heruka deities have wings. So, but then we have what's called the 8 pronouncement deities, and for these there's a kind of an original, but then there's many Terma traditions, and then we have many random Terma traditions aside from the Guhyagarbha and the 8 pronouncements. All of them, many of them have these wrathful male deities, Heruka deities, 3 faces, 6 arms. Okay, this is part 1 really of talking about Nyingma Heruka deities.